What was your recruitment like?
Throughout high school, I started hearing from colleges. After my sophomore year of high school, got a few offers, and then Emporia State just came and offered me and took a visit, and it was just they just showed me a good time and what it was all about, so it was cool.
So, you said your time management is pretty bad, so I'm guessing your schedule's pretty booked. So with workouts, like, how many times y'all working out a day? What time are y'all waking up in the morning? Stuff like that.
Well, I have a class at 8 a.m., so probably wake up around 7:30. Have class, and then have an individual workout around 9, 10 for an hour. And within that time, I got to find some time to eat. Then probably have a class after that. And then another class from 11 to 12 or 12 to 1. And then practice 2:15 to about 4:30. We have practice, and then weights right after. And then just depending on what time of the season you got, you can have condition later on in the day, or study hall, or just loads of homework, or if you do get a job, probably working. But yeah, that'll take you all day.
What should we be doing now to like help us get to that level and be prepared for that level?
There's really no way to physically prepare. That's what I've kind of learned. The only thing you can really do is mentally prepare. Just kind of being able to stay mentally strong throughout the day, throughout the season, throughout the year. More than anything, college basketball and college athletics in general is just a mental game. It's more mental than physical. If you can't stay in mentally, physically you're not going to be there. It's just not going to work for you. So really just prepare mentally.
Do your coach get on you hard?
Yeah, you going to hear it.
Is that bad?
It's not that it's bad. It's more what he's saying, not more how he's saying it. So if you just listen to what he's saying, you're really not supposed to get offended about how he's saying it. It's about what he's saying.
What's the transition like from high school to college basketball?
Oh, it's tough. It's tough, especially you're gonna see practice. Practice is supposed to feel like a game every day. Like you're gonna be going game speed, going against other grown men in practice. Like I said, one of my teammates, he was a leading scorer in the nation. Had 2 kids, and he was the leading scorer in the nation in Division II. So it's just you're gonna be going against dudes like that every day in college. So it's different, and that's the thing. In college, everybody can hoop. Everybody's athletic. Like you think the most athletic person on this team just can dunk. Everybody in college can dunk. Everybody in college is getting up and down the court in 10 seconds. So it's just being able to just keep up. So it's a tough transition for sure.
This is a piggyback off of Peyton. So from high school to college, like tell us about how your work ethic and all that from high school, and then did it change? Did it get like what was the difference from high school workouts and all that than college workouts?
I'll say the difference in high school workouts and even high school practice, it was more laid back. Just depending on like what program you were in, what high school program you're in. Most of the time, high school practices and workouts are going to be more laid back. College workouts, like there's no walking around, there's no pouting, no putting your head down, none of that. If you're not going 100%, sometimes coaches, they'll either just kick you out or yell at you or just tell you to get on the line. So if you're not going 100%, every rep, every drill, every suicide, every run, you're just not going to play. You have to have a work ethic. If you don't have a work ethic, you're more than likely not going to step foot on the floor. And AAU is where I got a lot of my recruitment from. AAU is good for just to play games and getting used to playing and playing in an environment to where you got few chances to show these college coaches what you can do. And that's how it's going to be, because you're going to have a few hours, few reps, especially as coming in as freshmen. You're going to have a few reps to show with the college coaches what you can do. And if you don't show them, they're going to redshirt you, and you're just not going to play that year. Even being an upperclassman, you only have a certain amount of reps to show. So it's kind of every possession, every play, everything basically matters when it comes to hooping.
Follow up on that. So, can you give an assessment of our team?
From what I saw today, y'all had the game won. Like that was y'all's game to win. Y'all didn't control what y'all could control. And in college, if you can't control what you can control, you're not gonna step foot on the floor. And what I mean by that, I mean missed rebounds. Y'all are giving up rebounds, missed layups, turnovers, playing hard on defense. Those things are a must. If you don't do those things in college, it's not gonna work for you. Like I said, missed shots like from the three and jumpers, those gonna come, but layups, rebounds, turnovers, and just playing hard in general, those things you gotta have. And from what I saw today, y'all did an okay job at that. And that for you guys to win and to succeed in basketball and even in life, you can't go 50% in doing those things. So, and then just over the summer, be little mistakes y'all would make, just the simple things. And it comes down to rebounds, playing defense, missing layups, turnovers. It's really just the little things in basketball. The little things is what's going to win or lose you games. In college, not every game, you never are going to blow out a team by 20. That rarely happens. In college, every game comes down to the last minute or comes down to one or two possessions. And those one or two possessions can win or lose you the game. So you just got to make the most out of everything and just minimize turnovers, maximize the amount of rebounds you can get, and just minimize the little mistakes, really.
He was probably one of your top guys at your high school.
Yeah.
What was the transition from you being one of the best guys, probably for AAU as well, now you come into a college where you're not the best guy, or you're not the man. How was that transition for you?
Mentally, it was pretty bad. Like mentally, it's pretty hard. You gonna get down on yourself and whatnot, but that's just how it is. That's how it's gonna be everywhere. You can be the best player at your high school, but once you get to college, you're gonna be 14, 15 on the roster, just straight up. So you're literally fighting from the bottom up, and you're in a hole trying to get yourself out. So the transition is just one of the things. If you just show up every day and go hard every day, it'll eventually work out. But it's not easy. Mentally, it's gonna be tough on you. Your body's gonna feel it. So it's just one of the things. If you could deal with it, then deal with it. If not, then maybe you need to go do something else.
What do you do to keep your body and like your mental like right during the season and just in general?
During the season, we do a lot of stretching. Take care of your body, lifting during season. Mentally, I just like to take time to myself, just kind of think back what I did, what I didn't do, what I could do. And if that means just like stepping away from basketball, just taking a whole day off from basketball, a whole day off from whatever, it's just what you got to do mentally. Physically, it's just taking care of your body, eating right. I mean, no eating fried foods, fast food all day, every day, snacking on stuff. I mean, if you are gonna snack on stuff, like it's cool to snack on some of that stuff, but when you're eating like a good meal, like the fried food, all that heavy stuff, like you don't realize how much that stuff matters. Like nutrition matters. If you're not eating vegetables, the right meats, the right whatever, it could really like you could tell when you're not eating good and when you are eating good. So that's one of the things that I did have to learn is nutrition does matter a lot.
How's the speed in college? Like, do players ever take breaks on the court, walk back on defense?
Have you ever seen that?
There's really no walking around. The only time you really get to walk is between like maybe a dead ball. That's if you decide to walk around. But when the clock is running, there's usually no walking. The speed, it's a lot faster. That's one of the things you do have to adjust to, the speed of the game. And that's just what going up every level. The speed of the game is just going to get faster and faster and faster. It's one of the things you just got to get used to. One of the things you can prepare on is just pushing yourself to go faster and faster every day.
How many times do y'all work out a day?
Well, I told y'all during school. Right now, during the summer workouts in July, Monday through Friday, like on a regular Monday, we'll do individual workout for guards. So there's a big workout and then there's a guards workout. I go to the guards workout at 11, about an hour, quick hour, and then a break, and then 5:15 we'll do drills, which is team stuff. We'll do defense stuff, cutting, just stuff like that. And then after that, we'll play open gym. We'll play about like a best of 5, best of 7 series. And then right after that, we'll go to the weight room. So if you count that up, that's about, you could say 4, but I'd say about 3 workouts, just because those last three things are just back to back to back. So during season, it could be 3 and 4. No, preseason it could be 3 and 4. During season, you'll probably just have practice and weights, and then probably getting shots up, something small. So probably about 2 or 3 a day.
So how often you guys watch film?
Every day.
Every day?
Like if we'll watch our game, and then we'll watch the team we're about to play. So during, like, say we're on a road trip, we'll be at the hotel. We'll watch ourselves. So we'll watch the team we're about to play one day, go over all their personnel, and then after that we'll watch the game we just played. We'll watch the whole game through, and that means if coach has to rewind a certain clip however many times, or how many it's not. Film sessions could take 2-3 hours, just depending on how bad the game is. And that's an everyday thing. If you do something when he don't like or something, he gonna rewind the clip a few times and just let you know about it. So and honestly, I think that's kind of everybody. From all my friends that played college basketball, I ask them the same questions, kind of the same thing. So it's everywhere. Film, because the truth is gonna be on the film. Truth is on the film, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you fall asleep in film, I honestly don't know what would happen. I honestly don't want to know. But no, you're not supposed to. Once you get to the locker room, all phones stay in the locker room. Once you leave the locker room, it stays in there. No phones in the gym during practice, workouts, film room, any meetings. I don't know if most programs do this, but on road trips, when we stay in the hotels, they'll take phones at the end or at night. They won't give them back till the morning. That's just for us, and I don't know if any other programs do that, to be honest. But on road trips, they do. They will take phones.
So we're trying to teach that now. Do you think that's a good habit for us to teach them about? So some of the things, I don't know if Peyton told you, we have film study.
Yeah.
Like they all have to stay together and all that other stuff. So that's similar to what you guys do in college as film studies. How do you feel about team meetings? Because they got to meet after every game and all that other stuff. So is that something that happens in college too? Team meetings, film study, all that other good stuff.
My closest friends and the only people that I really hang out with is people on the team. That's because I'm always with them. I have no choice but to be with them because we have to do everything together. Film, practice, work, whatever, meals, travel, rooming, all that stuff. So it's just one of the things. As a team, y'all always gonna be around together. So y'all just gonna do everything together.
Did you ever doubt wanting to go to college and stuff like that?
Like in high school or when I got there?
I would say like before.
Before I got there? Yeah. I was pretty excited to go. To be honest with you, like I didn't like it at first. Like I was excited to go, but when I got there, those first couple weeks, first preseason, like I didn't want to be there. And it's just one of the things you're gonna have to persevere through if you want to have success.
How many shots do you say you put up a week?
Skills workout, guards will usually get up around 200-300 shots. In practice, we'll do a few shooting drills. You can get up around 50 to 100. And then just like on my personal time, like getting on the gun and whatnot, per session, about 500 to 1,000.
How did you feel in your first practice?
I was nervous at first. You gonna realize that it's not what you think practice is supposed to be like, because in practice, it's legitimate game situations. It's gonna feel like a game.
Was this the college you wanted to go to, or you had other choices?
I had a few other choices, but as far as college, this was just kind of the best option, best opportunity for me. As far as the coaches, academics, and whatnot, it was just the best opportunity.
What high school you go to?
Cassidy.
Okay.
Cassidy School, yeah.
Whenever you had a bad game, how do you get through that?
During the game, well, hopefully you don't get pulled out. During the game, you just got to keep playing. As far as bad games, if you're referring to as like missing shots and whatnot, you gonna miss shots. But you shouldn't have a bad game on defense. You shouldn't have a bad game when it comes to turning the ball over. Bad game rebounding. You shouldn't have a bad game playing hard. So as long as you just do those things, the bad game thing really shouldn't affect you. You just gotta keep doing. You gotta keep going. You can't let it affect you. You just gotta move on. As far as after the game, you can watch film, see what you can do better. But once you watch the film and really evaluate yourself, you just gotta move on. In film, they're never gonna point out the good stuff. Like they might say good job this, good job that, but that's it. Film, they're gonna look at all the bad stuff, every mistake, everything. They can clip it out, so they'll clip it and just clip all the bad stuff and be like, watch it and see what you can do. As far as like trying to fix it, you just really gotta ask yourself, like, what can I do to do better? If it was like a rebound, say I didn't box out, well, I need to work on boxing out. Turning the ball over, I need to work on my passing or work on my ball handling. Defense really is just a want to. It's not really a skill or a way to get better. It's just a want to do it. Really, everything in college is an attitude. If you got a bad attitude, you'll never touch the floor. You'll probably never make it in the program. So it's just really evaluating yourself on what you can do better, and you can always do something better. So don't just be looking at film, seeing at what you did good, how many points you scored, how many assists, all that and that. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. If you lose, then none of that matters.
Whenever you guys are going in games and you see like one of your teammates, they're like getting down on themselves or they're not going hard, it is costing y'all some possessions in games. What do the players say to each other, and what do the coaches' reaction if a player does have that mental breakage?
Our program, our coaches like to teach a lot about just holding each other accountable, even holding yourself accountable. So if you're having these mental breakdowns, if you can't hold yourself accountable, then your teammates need to hold you accountable and just lift you up. And then if it gets to the coaches, then they just gonna hold you accountable even more.
When you get fouled, are you able to like sit on the ground and pout about it a little bit?
No.
Or what happens after you get fouled if they don't call it?
Oh, if they don't call it?
Yeah, they don't call it.
Oh, you better get up and get back on defense. Because if you don't get back on defense, then if they score, it's on you. If you're gonna sit there and pout, coach probably just gonna pull you out the game. Like all that, the pouting, the crying, the attitude, pouting, that stuff's not gonna work in college. That's his job, is to coach and win games. If he's not winning games, he loses his job. If you're not helping him win games, he's just gonna send you out. That's just, it is what it is. It's just a business.
Let's say a team is going on a run. Let's say there's a free throw or a dead ball. what do you guys do as players? Do y'all huddle up and talk about how we can get back in this game? Do y'all make adjustments in game? Do you wait for the coach to call a timeout? What do players do to make adjustments when a team is going on a run? You feel the game slipping away.
You want to be able to take care of it on the court with the 5 players on the court. So if that means huddling up between timeouts or between free throws, dead balls, whatnot, it's really, and then during those huddles, you're making adjustments. Say in our scouting, we said that he was like an okay shooter, so we're not going to just close out to him. If he gets hot, those are one of the adjustments you got to make to where we got to close out to him so he doesn't get a shot off. So there's always halftime, there's going to be adjustments, timeouts, there's adjustments. Basically, throughout the whole game, you're going to be making adjustments. So it's just moving on the fly. If you're not paying attention in the huddle and you don't do it right and he just showed you what y'all finna run and y'all mess it up, you're about to come out the game. Because he just showed you. And like in a huddle like that, when it's the 5 of y'all should be sitting and all eyes should be on coach. Nothing around, not the fans, not the cheerleaders, not the other team, not your teammates that aren't in the game. It's the coaches and those other 4 players around you. So if you're not paying attention, then you're not wanting to play. Body language is one of the biggest things they're gonna look at. How you interact with your coaches, with your teammates. How hard you're playing. Those are the things they're really looking at. Like scoring, I mean, yeah, it's nice, but in college you're not gonna score like that. Like, can you rebound? Can you defend? Are you playing hard? Body language. Are you talking? Are you just out there just being quiet, just playing? If you have bad body language, you're not gonna play. If there's something that you can control and you can do about it right then and there, then you're expected to do it. And if you don't, then you're really just beating yourself up and cheating yourself on that. And that's not even just basketball. That's just growing up, trying to be a man and trying to just make it in life, being an adult. You got to be able to control what you can control. And then if something happens that is out of your control, you got to be able to just move on from it. And as far as like if you do make a bad play, say you do miss a rebound, you turn it over, then that body language, that pouting, doesn't even need to happen. You need to get back on defense or do what you need to do to make up for it, whether that is picking up the intensity or just making a play. You're going to say you're going to do something, then do it. And if you don't, that's just kind of testing your manhood, in my opinion. You know, if you say you're going to do something, then do it. Don't go against your word. Don't flake or whatever. What we like to say is don't just be out there barking. If you're going to go bite, then bite. Don't just be talking. There's a triangle. There's 3 things on that triangle: social life, academics, and athletics. You can only focus on two things on that triangle. If it's basketball and academics, social life's gonna fall. Basketball and social life, academics is gonna fall. Social life and academics, basketball or athletics is gonna fall. So you got to pick 2 things out of that triangle. And if you want to succeed at those things, you got to pick those 2 things and just let the other one go. Where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want it to happen, you can make it happen. You just got to put your all into it and make it happen. Workouts at 9, you get there at 9, you're late. We start practice at 2:15 every day during the season. Kind of depending on when you get out of class, you want to be there before 2 o'clock. Whether you got to get changed, get dressed, with all that. 2, if you got to get treatment, go do that. And then you got to get warmed up, stretching. And some of that stuff they'll do as a team. Most of the time it's on your own, what you want to do, what you got to do. But film sessions, films at 5, 4:50, 4:55. You want to be there. It's really not that bad what he doing, what they making y'all do. Because in college it's just gonna be this, but 20 times worse. And that's the thing in college. The college coaches, they might say they care about you, but they really don't care about you. They only care about what you bring to the table.
We came through. We finished the game out strong. That's how it is.
That's how it is.
The number one team who?
He win. They wasn't all that y'all say they was.
Buckle up. That's it. And that's a dub.